Hello, welcome to Wyverns and Weirdos, a D&D podcast set in the world of Fierlor. I am your Dungeon Master, Darby. Joining me as always are Laura, playing Bertie, Mitch, playing Caius, Eddie, playing Anya, Jake, playing Neumann, Zoe, playing Ross, and Johanna, playing Rook. Let's jump into it. So, where we last left off, Bertie and Caius had a chance to kind of talk one-on-one post rescue. And various subsections of the group were able to do so as well. Before setting off the next day to essentially collect Rook and let the Ganassi know that it was almost time to strike. And when we left off, the party had just arrived with the Ganassi and set up the mansion for them and Rook, who they'd just been reunited with, to rest in for the evening. So, for this evening, is there anything folks want to do?
First up, the mansion itself.
Yes.
I would like to take a little flashback, just a little bit earlier that day while everyone was getting ready to prepare. Probably just after Anya grabbed Caius to have a talk with him, but he's kind of been pottering around the previous iteration of the mansion. And then he's going to go and find Neumann, our best boy, who I presume would have been getting ready to head out to go and see Rook, leaving the tavern for the last time, potentially. You can locate Neumann in his mechanical menagerie at this point, I presume.
I'd say he's not doing anything in particular, maybe just adjusting some things on the numerous amounts of robotic parts that he has scabbed off all of his adventures recently. So adding to the armor, things like that, adding to Ziggy, adding to Zoot, that kind of stuff. So there's no real big projects he's working on at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. And so Bertie's kind of he's done all his hair up. He's hasn't got his armor on yet because I think that was like outside of the actual fake mansion. So he put that on after he get that out there. So he's wearing it by this point in the current timeline. But in this slightly older timeline, he kind of just like pads up, and he's looking quite anxious because again we were talking about like, hey, pretty much tomorrow we're gonna head out to war. But he kind of just stands on like Newman's periphery for a few moments, kind of looking like he's contemplating stuff, and then he's just like, no. Hey, Neumann.
Yeah? What's up, Bertie?
Hey, big day tomorrow, I guess. It's gonna be interesting, huh?
I mean, no matter what we do, it's gonna come to some kind of conclusion, so I'm pretty nervous about it, but there's no point in stressing. It's whatever happens.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
you're
hoping
right.
that we make good progress.
Yeah, you're right. When we meet up with Rook, it'll be good, and we'll get stuff sorted. Oh, well, actually, that's what I was gonna talk to you about. Okay, first up, the stuff you did yesterday, before you had to sleep and everything like that, you did some kind of whack shit with that pillow construct you built. Like, I know you gave me, like, the schematics for, like, the whole place, but, like, That was interesting. Did you mean to make it explode everywhere? Was that on purpose? Just asking.
I mean, probably not to that extent. That's the whole thing with projects, is you have trial and error, and I wasn't able to really test out the trial and error with this one, so I kind of just went with the best design I had, which probably could have been worked on a little bit more. I mean, look, it was effective. I'm just glad no one got hurt too bad.
Yeah. First up, would it straight after the jail kind of rescue stuff? A little bit much, but I get it, because everyone had fun, and that's good. And
yeah,
Kai seemed to
I
enjoy
don't know.
himself, so
I was just trying to kind of rebuild the sort of comradeship in a more safe, soft environment, where
that's fair.
we could get silly about it, but yeah, maybe a step too far.
He puts his hand on his hips, I'm not telling you off, Neumann. I'm not having a mom chat or a dad chat or whatever I am. Just wanted to raise that. But the main thing is, I know everyone's glad the Caius is back, and I think he's happy about that. And I guess what I wanted to ask you was, just before, when we were talking about planning stuff, well, I mentioned that we could do kind of a training thing, and I was thinking, I liked what you did with that. Would you be able to help me plan a training thing that would be safe, mostly, that can help us train? Doesn't have to be everyone all together. I think there's some strengths that he kind of looks a little bit nervous. He's like, I mean, I'm not a fighter person. I just hit things and see how it goes. But, I think there's some strengths that some people got to work on and be careful of, I guess, which they probably already know. But, I think doesn't need to be all together. But if you could help me plan something, if you've got time in that little big brain of yours. Little big brain? Yeah. Big brain, yeah.
Yes. However, I'm skeptical. You trust me with this?
Bertie looks like he's thinking very hard. He puts his hand to his chin. He looks around at the pillowy built fortress that Neumann has constructed out of this entire house, apart from the little cannibalized bit of Bertie's regular mansion. He's like, yeah. Mostly.
All right, and I could involve you in a lot of the process. Maybe the mistake last time is I was trying to do so much secretly that in the end it ended up becoming a little bit pear-shaped, because, you didn't really know what you were making. I didn't really know how it was going to turn out, because I don't have that much experience with your kind of, that kind of abjuration magic. But maybe if we work together, I could do things like, I'm not sure if you remember, actually, when I was getting my piece of armor, I had that scorpion thing. Maybe I can make another robot scorpion or something like that. I could get those ballistae as well. And do you want, if you and Caius, are you and Caius going to participate in this? Because if you want, we can maybe make another lake. If you want, we could do that whole thing again. Maybe we can make a bigger splash this time, maybe. And then, maybe we could even recreate Ross's entire building. That giant one? It made you feel really inspired. Maybe that would be good as well.
Yeah, your theater. Yeah, absolutely. Bertie's just has gone to get a piece of paper out of his little his backpack to start writing down, and then looks at it and throws it over his back. He's like, I think that'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, do we want numerous, a horde? Do we want hordes of enemies, or do we just want a couple of powerful enemies, or maybe a mix of the two? Perhaps do we want a hierarchy, the powerful ones commanding the smaller ones, or do you want them to be in waves where there's just some big guys and then there's lots of little guys?
I think that would make sense, because that's probably what they're going to be doing. And if we can make it I can kind of get the servants to do that. They can't deal much damage though, but if you're building weird shit, we could probably do that. Just make the damage harmless in a way.
Not explosives.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, no, I like where this is going. I really, really do. The one person I'm not sure about, actually, and it's just because I haven't trained too much with them, is Rook. What would work good with Rook?
I don't know, honestly. She's kind of a powerhouse, with the muscles and all that.
Oh yeah, no, very like brawn everywhere, and very intelligent. And now magic. I don't know how to approach this.
Yeah, I don't know, because you got magic too. We didn't really see how that kind of works, I guess, but she's pretty powerful. I think plan stuff mainly for her, because she's gonna be the hardest to kind of figure stuff out, and I gotta kind of think over it. I mean, everyone probably already knows what to do, but there's it's probably gonna be Rook and Caius in the force, so we'll see. But I reckon plan some big, weird, crazy shit thing for Rook to fight. I think she'd like that, apart from anything else. Maybe? I don't know Rook very well, honestly. Yeah, we don't have the same kind of wavelength, although she's a very cool person.
Oh, incredibly cool. Absolutely. Okay. And you mentioned earlier that this wouldn't benefit everyone, did you say? I
think it depends. I think some people I think will need to figure out, I do need to go over some stuff to see how Caius and I work together now, because a lot of stuff's changed with him. So I've got to sort that out. Yeah, and we got to see how that kind of works. And I think Ross and Sam might need to have a talk at some point about whenever he goes down, she just goes apeshit. So I wasn't there for that long, but it's that's probably going to be something we got to worry about, considering he's kind of the traitor. So it's probably going to happen for sure. So yeah, we got to sort something out about that. I don't know how to handle that tactfully in a simulated environment. Maybe they just have to have a talk about it. I don't know, but yeah, those are kind of my thoughts about it. Anya, I'm pretty sure, can do pretty much anything. It would be interesting. She needs to have someone near her, though, because she's got some good handle on magic and that kind of stuff, but she works really well with stealth like you do, so I don't really know. Yeah, I don't have a brain for that kind of stuff, obviously, but that's my kind of thoughts.
I mean, I have some stuff which might help, but
oh yeah.
Anya's very good at just disappearing. I said, it could help. I'm not sure if it would deal with it. Sometimes they're just magically gone. Sometimes they're just gone.
She's very sneaky.
It's
terrifying to have her as a housemate. I can tell you that now. Might have to have a chat to her if some things change around. We'll see. That's future problems.
But yeah, no, definitely. And how long do we have for this? Just
so everyone's getting ready. Anya's having a chat with Caius at the moment. I don't know where that's gonna go. And then we're gonna be heading out pretty soon. So pretty much until I have to set it up. So if you can think of the schematics, I figured you got a big brain. You'd be able to do it quick, I guess.
I'll try my best, and I'll try and work with you on this one as well, just you can keep in the loop.
It's a collaborative effort, and Bertie reaches into his backpack, and because it's a handy haversack, and immediately comes into his hand, and he holds out the receipt Neumann gave him, that's little paw print that says one sniff on it. It's like a collaborative effort between business partners.
Exactly. I love it. And he puts his hand up for a high five.
Bertie's looks around, like, oh yeah, and then tries to reach up to do a high. It's gonna have to be a down low for Neumann. He jumps up to try and high five him, meet him in the middle.
All right,
excellent.
Cool. Yeah. Maybe this is how the party TPKs.
No.
Trading session.
So that was a little time rewind. And then present day, Bertie will set up the magnificent mansion wherever he can. If there's any space that he can do that in, he will set that up while Rook is talking to Caius, while everyone's kind of being used to being around each other again. He will set it up with Neumann probably. So Bertie does the same kind of thing that he does. He draws a little outline, he throws some items in there, he closes it and then reopens it, that kind of stuff. So busy's around it. And then, yeah, I don't know. Do you have a particular idea of what it might look like, Jake, or do you need some time to ponder it? Thank you again.
I will try and come up with it on the spot. And Darby, feel free to stop me. So I'm thinking of kind of like an obstacle course of sorts. So it's not actually a big open arena. So and it'll be an obstacle course where like there are multiple ways that you can go. Now, underneath is, on some parts is just land, and then underneath other parts is water, and it's a very magical sort of scene. There's a lot of floating things as well, so you can see floating targets, you can see floating like wooden boards of like enemies with like a bow and arrow floating around like that. And by that, I mean I'm doing it on camera. Sorry, podcast listeners. Eventually, down the obstacle course, there will be fully enclosed rooms as well. We don't know what's inside of those rooms yet until we get to those. There's one very large one in the middle, and there are two smaller ones off to the side. So really there's three different paths that people can take, and they interconnect in parts as well. So it's like no matter where you are, it would be easy to switch from one path to another. The middle path is heavily populated with what do your minions look like again?
They can change, but they generally have very strange little different like Mad Lib sort of faces, because that's what Caius has specified. So like they got human shapes, but they could also be different shape. They could also have a different appearance if Neumann has plans for that as well.
Yeah, no, they're just very, very angry scorpions, but with like comically angry eyebrows.
Yeah, like little drawn-on angry eyebrows.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. And like maybe that like pulsating like red, I don't know, forehead vein kind of thing. So you can tell like, oh, they're angry. You don't want to go near them. With their tails like ready to go, arced at a moment's notice. So that's the middle one. There's like a whole heap of scorpions. On the right-hand side, there's actually nothing covering the path, but up against the wall, there's a number of what seems like these stone golems worked into the wall. And on the left-hand side, there's actually no enemies there whatsoever, but the path is covered in ice. And there are numerous like swinging like obstacles, like blades and saws and dart traps and all that kind of stuff scattered along that path as well.
So enemy path and trap path, basically.
And yeah, the other path on the right-hand side.
Yes, and obstacle path. And Ray just gestures, so he's like, ta-da! Neumann designed most of this. Have fun, y'all. There will also be like amenities in here, but like it's a training thing for training. Yeah. Thumbs up.
So just a heads up, no explosives, so you don't need to worry about that at all. And no pillows either. I'm not sure if so it's just a little bit of fun, I guess, and hopefully it's pretty challenging. I mean, no one has to participate if they don't want to. If you want to, you could take the observation deck, as he points over there where there's like this door with like lights flashing around it in an alternating pattern saying exit, exit, surveillance deck, exit. But you know, that's no fun.
The lights are my favorite part.
And I wouldn't recommend falling down if possible.
So ominous. I presume we're addressing the entire group as well.
Yes, yeah. And as he says this, these giant, like, piranha fish, Darby. If there's an actual name for a creature like this, these giant piranha fish start emerging from the ocean, kind of just like encircling underneath us in the large lake area in the middle.
All right.
It was fantasy piranha, by the way.
Fantasy piranha. Piranha. Plural.
This is quite the training facility. You've outdone yourself, Neumann.
It wasn't all me. It was definitely mostly Bertie.
Neumann?
Pass on my compliments.
Neumann, what can I hear moving in the water?
Well, I can't remember actually. How did you go when we were underwater? Did you like the giant angry fish that swam past us every now and then, or?
There were giant angry fish swimming past us?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably lucky you. Oh boy. Yeah, no, that was a good thing you didn't say that. That was creepy as hell.
I think Afrin was an octopus back then.
They all just seemed like regular fish to him.
They were far away.
Huh.
Ross is gonna lean over to Rook and Caius, and kind of mostly to Rook. But in a joking tone, she's gonna kind of bop both of them in the elbows, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and just be like, "Oh, bet you missed us." And our tank's full of fish.
Yeah, you certainly don't do anything by halves.
Yes, that's very accurate. This is a lot. I mean, it's great, but it's a lot.
Yes, Bertie and Neumann, I think. Who knows? Maybe they have a future in architecture. A very specific clientele.
I mean, custom tailored is.
Oh God, you could hear us.
Sorry, I didn't know you were trying to keep that secretive.
No, I need to be called out for my lack of volume control. It's fine. This looks great, guys. It looks really cool. Because it isn't real, could we die if we fall in the water, or are they fake fish and we'll phase through them? Just a general concern.
As
That
you
would have been
say
a
that,
good idea.
Anya rolled a 22 to hit one of the fish with a bow and arrow. So you're saying that to Neumann, and halfway through he's saying that, you just hear a and I'm assuming a 22 hits a piranha's armor class. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does it die?
You hear an arrow.
It would die.
Yeah.
It would have a couple of hit points.
Yeah.
Just arrows straight through the fish.
That would have been a really good idea.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll be fine. The combat's meant to be mostly non-lethal. I don't know about the teeth fish. But yeah, no, should mostly all be good. Good way to get some training in, and we'll get around any traps that wizards will probably have. And yeah, obviously, as Neumann said, there's the points to the exit. There's room just to do just one just proper training, just general training as well. But go ham, I guess. We thought this would be useful, I guess, since what we're doing tomorrow. So,
No, it's good. Thank you, both of you. This is really
It's wonderful.
Indeed, we definitely need to get a bit more group training and planning in for the attack.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm I gotta say now, quickly, I guess, a lot of the magicians we've faced have all been pretty different. They all had magic, so we gotta be really careful about that. But, we gotta keep an eye on it all, I suppose. And I don't know what people's plans are for the whole thing, but well, yeah. I mean, I'm probably gonna run in and hit things, so that's I'm gonna practice with the fight stuff. But we gotta be careful and work as a team. I'm not good at this kind of plan stuff. But yeah, way I see it, we got a couple of magic support that can keep an eye on stopping spells from happening and trying to avoid that kind of stuff, because a lot of angry wizards are not gonna go too well. I'm pretty good at moving around places and hitting things, so Caius and Rook, you sure are. So, and then Newman's good at Newman and Ross, you're very good at damage control, and Sam too, I guess. Just gonna also mention real quick out here as well, you gotta be careful, Sam, because you were kind of a target for the last couple of magisters, so we gotta be careful around that one too. And Anya, you're pretty good all-rounder all around, so I'm gonna shut up because I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, training. He waves his hands.
No, that was a pretty good assessment there.
So, which way are people thinking? As Neumann takes a step towards the paths and then turns back towards the party with a face going.
Well, considering the last time I did any sort of formal group training, Anya murdered me as a bird. Did we want to do an us versus them scenario? See how we go against each other? Or are we just going to try and combat through? Not like a battle royale. I don't want to actually hurt any of you guys, but if you have a couple little angry scorpions up there, we could also just run through and try and see what happens and try and coordinate, or maybe go off in pairs. I don't know. I was either trained by myself or doing spinal rolls, so.
Are you vying for a rematch, little bird? And Anya just kind of nudges her playfully.
Ross looks as if she's gonna kind of go haha, and then continue asking her genuine questions, but there's a part of her, there's a look on her face that if Anya could see it, Anya would feel her energy. Ross is I could win. I could beat Anya.
Anya already knows, and it's part of why she egged.
So what do we all think? What's the plan?
I mean, I like the idea of teams. I didn't have it in mind, but you know what? This could work out. Could turn it into a race kind of scenario. But I feel because this is to help us work together, it also shouldn't be solo.
I may have a partial idea on what you have mentioned, Bertie, and maybe, for the lack of a rather crude analogy, may kill two birds with one stone. And she, without being able to see Ross, winks at Ross. Then she's like, what if I took Rovari and Sam off to the private training area and tried my hardest to down Sam, and we will see how Rovari and Sam can work together to prevent that.
I think that's a great idea. Bertie looks immediately at Ross
Ross is very busy looking at Sam as if being Anya's already very mean to you. Are you willing to get murked
Anya looks
today?
just a little bit too gleeful about it too.
I think Sam looks as if he's up for the challenge.
Okay. Cool. Well, Sam, Anya, and I can do that, and then you guys can work with what it's like to have, 3 more frontline fighters and a support, and we'll,
Any of you
especially.
are welcome to join us also.
Yeah, absolutely.
To either help protect Sam, as he would need it, or to take a few swings yourself.
I think that sounds like a good idea to me. Maybe while the 3 of you try that one out, we could kind of like and Bertie points to like the different paths Neumann set up. Maybe we could pair up. So like the 4 of us could pair up into like pairs of 2. Yes, he counts on his fingers. And we could try and like get through the training thing as fast as possible. Like 2 different routes, Roasts in like, pairs. Yeah.
Can I choose the pairs? Anya, like through this entire thing, has just had this
She's enjoying
big
herself.
grin. Like she is excited.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Bertie doesn't look opposed.
Neumann, Caius, you work quite well together outside of a combat situation, so it would be interesting to see how you play off each other. And then Anya kind of turns her body slightly so that she's more facing both Rook and Bertie, and she's like, and I think you 2 have a lot to learn about each other.
Bertie just like, has been like, oh yeah, well, I can, pair it with Neumann or with Caius, and then like Anya's like with Rook, and Bertie just like looks intimidated, which he does all the time when he's with Rook, but he looks very small compared to this big, tall, buff lady. He's like, yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
We're kind of like eyes Bertie over for a moment, and then it's like you're suggesting before about trying to attack Sam was pretty tempting, but yeah, I'll give this a go. I reckon we could learn a bit together.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. Cool. All right, well, watch out, Neumann and Caius. We're gonna get there first. Ha ha ha. Yeah, this will be good. And Bertie like puts his hands on his hips. He's wearing his armor, of course. This little man. But he just very obviously looks like, oh no, Rook.
Rook looks like confident. He's like, that's all right, Caius. We're gonna get there first.
Anya has this very endearing smile at Rook also threatening Sam's life. And then just sort of, it breaks into a grin when, they start egging on the other boys. And she surreptitiously throws Bertie like a little thumbs up and a wink. And she's like, all right, shall we?
All right, so just to go over the teams again, who were they?
I think I'm with you, Neumann.
And I love every second of it.
And then it's me and Bertie.
And then Sam and I are gonna try and stop Anya from shanking Sam in a private room. Haha, Ross says with a not insignificant amount of genuine fear.
I have a plan.
Anya just grins.
All right. I guess we reconvene later and report back. Maybe switch up the groups and do it all again.
Okay, let's give it a go then. Cool.
Okay, so meanwhile, with the 2v1 as you're kind of getting into position. Are there any ground rules that you want to go over?
Or as Anya sort of takes the two of you into the quote-unquote individual training area, she kind of leans across to Ross and she's like, well, hopefully they won't all kill each other.
I mean, you definitely made, like, a good choice putting Rook and Caius on different teams. There is just now potential that Rook she's a little competitive.
Good for team building, though, no?
True.
They don't necessarily work well together, so hopefully this way they learn.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you know that Bertie hasn't always felt the friendly embrace of Rook's friendship, but you know, they could work really well together if they like, you know, knew they could. You know what I mean? You don't know you can work together until you work together.
She doesn't know him like I do, and I don't think she sees him through the same lens. Hopefully this will help with seeing him in her element.
It's really thoughtful of you, Anya. And
That or they'll kill each other. And then I will mourn and feel very sad. Anyway, speaking of,
Bertie has
Sam.
I think Bertie has a few revival scrolls on hand if the worst should happen, and between Ross and I think we can bring him back.
Okay, Sam, one, I really need you to start addressing with yourself why your brain goes there every single time. Two, I think it's really good of you and how you're learning to be better friends with Bertie that you assume he would win that fight.
Yes, honestly, given how you speak about Bertie sometimes, Samuel, good call. Anyway.
I mean, I'd call it 50-50, but like...
As would I.
It's good!
Oh, I'm making no comment on who I think the victor would be. I'm just saying that Bertie has revival scrolls. If the worst should happen on either side.
Right. I think that you are talking about a different fight and competition than Rovari and I are.
Quite possibly.
So what were those ground rules?
Right. Okay. So the aim here, I guess, is I am going to come at Sam with every possible strategy that I can. And it is your job, Sam, to react how you would in normal combat. And your job, Rovari, to respond to that as you will. And for you both to work together individually without the surrounding influence of others, I guess.
So, do you want me to do my normal battle strat of trying to stop you, or am I here to help Sam, or both?
That's up to you. I think that either way we will learn something about how you fight and what you prioritize. And then that is something that together we can unpack. And it is also a very good Sam, I mean this in the kindest possible way. And I think you have your reasons for it. But I don't think that we have quite seen you at your full potential. And given how you have responded to other taunts of mine, something makes me feel like you will not hold back against me like you do against our enemies. Anyway, I am happy for there to be whatever ground rules you both deem necessary. I know for me, I trust you, Ravari, and I know that if the worst were to happen, you will be here and you will be safe. My aim will not be at any stage to attack you. I will be focusing on Sam.
Okay. Are we... You know I have to ask this, Anya. 3-tap system or 2 unconscious?
I think you know the answer to that one.
Ross leans over to Sam and just pats him on the arm and goes, "Don't use polymorph."
Okay. Alternative, and this is inclusive of the so unconscious or yield. So if either side decides to give up, simply say yield, and the other side will be considered victorious.
Of course, Samuel. If you believe that you would feel the need to yield, I am happy to respect your wishes. Your silence is deafening. When shall we start?
Do we want 10 paces or just start?
Now, Darby, mechanically, 10 paces would be how far in feet? 10 feet? So that's 20 feet apart from each other, or would that be just so that I would know
pace
mechanically?
So pace would be about... It'd probably be about 25 feet each, so about 50 feet between.
Perfect. 10 paces.
Do you want me to count and wave my little handkerchief around?
Well, you are participating too.
I'll go in
However,
a third direction.
you are on the side of your ally. You can go where you choose. Nah, not on my side.
I'll walk
I feel
in
like
the
that
same...
would be an unfair advantage.
Yeah, I'll walk in the same direction as Sam, and we'll do 10 paces, and then we will all have a great time. Ross is sweating a little bit because she knows exactly why Anya is doing this, and she knows exactly how hard Anya's gonna go.
Anya claps her hands together and she's like, very good. I'm excited. Shall we start?
Back to back, let's go.
And as you're pacing away, Sam is going to whisper to you, Ross, and say, anything you can do to bolster any spells, I have hopefully a good starting move. So anything that you can do to make it more likely that it will take would be appreciated.
Ross nods, and she looks very determined on the outside, but on the inside she's going through her mental spell Rolodex oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
It's not just spells. Don't forget you have other abilities as well.
Oh, yeah. Bardic Inspiration. Yep, cool.
Yep.
Yep.
And
She
it's
nods.
counterpoint.
Yes, she nods determinedly, and then we do our 10 paces, and then I assume we roll for the draw.
Roll for initiative.
Whew. That's not bad.
All right.
Anya rolled a 19.
Sam rolled a 20.
It's fine.
Ross got a dirty 20.
Hey!
What is
Coming in hot.
Ross's-
Dex?
by any measure, I believe Ross inches out there, but works
So
out because
plus
they're
4,
team.
18.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she
Ross,
go first. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay. Cool. Are we going?
Yeah. So
All right,
50
so-
feet apart.
Yeah, 50 feet apart. Ross spins around. So she has no hope really of being faster than Anya. She is relying entirely on like just dodging as fast as she can and trying to cut Anya off at the pass. So as she takes that final 10th step, she kind of ball pivots and runs back 20 feet. She sprints back about 20-25 feet closer to Anya. And as she does that, she's going to pull out a mage hand. And she's going to shoot that mage hand the 30 feet forward to Anya, and she's going to try and not take her weapons like last time, but she is going to try and like either push her over or like push her weapons out of her hands for like this first move to kind of make Anya take a little longer to get ready.
Okay.
Would that be some kind of contested anything, or?
I think the hand lasts with duration, vanishes if it's more than 30 feet away from you, or if you cut the spell again. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container, or pour the contents out of a vial. You can move the hand up to 30 feet each time you use it. The hand can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds.
She's not attacking. She's just bapping.
Yeah.
Just being like, no.
I'll say
Stop
roll me a charisma check. It's an ability check, so also add half of your proficiency.
Cool. So 21.
21. Okay, so yeah, we'll consider this basically as the hand performing the help action.
Okay.
All right. So, anything with your bonus?
She's gonna. So yeah, she's run forward. She shot this mage hand forward to kind of just fuck with Anya a little bit. And Anya wouldn't be able to see this, but Sam would. But it's like, it's purple and it's glittery and it's just kind of being like, no, no, no. And she's gonna look back at. I'm gonna do something very silly. She's gonna like look back at Sam, like flip her hair as she turns to look back at him. She's gonna wink. And that's going to be Bardic Inspiration, as she also blows him a little kiss.
Bardic Distraction.
Yeah.
I should get advantage for that.
Okay.
So there we go. That's my turn. Thank you.
So, Sam is going to cast a spell. Anya, can you please roll me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Most certainly can, only because you asked so nicely twice. Let's go on beyond to where my wisdom saving throw is. Okay, so that's cocked. Sorry. That's better. So that would be a 13.
13 is not enough, as you are held in place.
Fucking hold person.
Yep.
That's dirty playing, mate.
As Sam moves 30 feet towards you with the remainder of his movement, I believe that's. And what does he have that he can do with a bonus action? Yeah, as his bonus action, he's going to use unsettling words, and he's going to say to you, Anya, "Oh, you really shouldn't have underestimated me, Anya." And so you have basically a negative bardic inspiration die. So the next saving throw you make before the start of Sam's next turn is at a minus D10.
Sam would notice a mirthful twinkle in Anya's eye. Cool.
Okay.
Is that the end of his turn?
It is. You are paralyzed, so do nothing. At the end of your turn, roll me a wisdom saving throw, and
I've got the D10 here
have
as
the
well.
additional D10 to subtract for it.
And never mind, the D10 decided to run away. Where is it? There we go. Cool. So that would be. I should have this fresh in my brain, but my brain just doesn't work.
+5.
So that's So that's a dirty 20 minus 4.
That's
so
a failure.
a 16.
That's a
fine.
failure. Okay. Ross, it's your go.
She didn't expect this to happen. So she is like, there's no real point in her mind, there's no real point harming Anya. That is the that's not the point of the exercise on her end, at least in this particular moment. She's still trying to feel out what's happening here. So she is going to hold an action,
Yeah.
which is if Anya breaks hold person, Ross is going to cast fairy fire on her.
Okay. So
she pulls out that little tinker tool she stole from Neumann and begins the sigils for it, but then it just stays sizzling as this like faint outline of a rune ready to shoot towards Anya.
Okay. Sam's go. He's going to close that gap. He's going to bonus action Searing Smite at an 8th level. And because you are 8th level, and because you are paralyzed, if this hits, it is an auto crit.
Is this a spell?
Yes. You don't have reactions
cool.
though.
No, I know, but this is just for my reference.
Okay. Alright, so I'm rolling with advantage because you are paralyzed plus the d12 plus 2. That is so 12 on the 20 plus 7 from the inspiration is 19 plus his plus 10, so 29. Which
Is
would
that
hit.
to hit? Yeah, that hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
29 to
That's
hit. Which is going to be auto crit. So that is, so the blade's damage is going to be, the blade itself is not going to be much. The blade is going to be 12 points of damage. I'm going to bring up a calculator for this. So 12 points of slashing from the blade. And then the 8th level Searing Smite is is 8d6. So that's what's 8? Sorry, 8 times 8 times 6 for the max damage. 48 plus 24 plus 12. So that is 84 points of damage. And he's going to, for good measure, add a 4th level smite to that.
Doesn't he already have an 8th level in that?
He has a 8th level Searing Smite, which was a bonus action spell. And then 4th level Smite is, I believe, 5d10. Oh, no, that's center. Which also is automatic, is the auto double, so plus 24 plus the auto 50, it's 158 points of damage from one attack.
Oh, Anya's down. So that ends the combat. Does someone want to revive her?
Yeah.
Yes.
To, give her a little bit of healing or whatever?
Are you gonna fix what you did, Samuel, or do I?
Yeah, on his next turn, Sam's just gonna empty his entire lay on hands into you, Anya. So that is, I believe, 45 hit points you get back from that.
Cool. Anya brings herself up because she would have collapsed. She's like, right, okay, very good. Now, I have a couple of points to make, a couple of pointers. First of all, good job on downing me. You are aware that was not the point of this exercise, right? Rivari, how do you think that you and Sam worked together in this combat? Do you think that perhaps instead of finding a way to work together, Samuel may have perhaps gotten distracted by the taunts and jeering of the opposition? By the cockiness of the opposition, of which I can imagine the Wizards of the Ruins, who he previously fought, also would have.
I think if you want to say that to Sam, I'm not going to be a conduit for that. I'm going to say that I do think we could work better as a team, and there's a little bit of that on both of us, but if you have notes for Sam, I can happily hop outside for a minute if you two want to hash something out, but I'm not fully comfortable being a conduit for that.
And Sam, how do you think that Rivari went just then?
I think she did well. She had a contingency that she was prepping in her spell there that was complementing my my lockdown. I think
Of course.
our strategy was a little more in sync than you give it credit for.
No, of course. If I had gotten a chance to see any of that strategy. Now, I do need you to know, and I am being very sincere when I say this, there is no hard feelings about you downing me, Samuel. However, I do find it very interesting that none of this ferocity has ever been truly shown on any battlefield that we have shared together.
Usually,
I
I'm a
was
bit
hoping...
split in objectives, trying to be a bit protective as well as offensive.
Right. And you do not think that you could have been split in objective to perhaps extend the fight for Rivari, myself, and yourself to truly learn how you both work together in more than one round of combat?
Anya, I was fucking killed by a word.
You're not the first one, and you won't be the last. If you are not willing to listen to and truly hear out the criticism that I am giving you, none of this ego death bullshit, then I don't understand why you want to fight alongside us at all. I am not here to be your enemy, Sam. I'm here to be your friend. And as your friend, I'm telling you that you missed the point of this combat.
You said not to hold back, I didn't hold back.
I said not to hold back. I said I would not hold back. But I also very clearly said the point of this exercise. I think that maybe Rivari, it's fine. I think that maybe there needs to be some reflection on whether the actions you are taking are the strongest or whether they are the right actions. Like I said, absolutely no hard feelings about you downing me. I think you did an incredible job in combat, and you saw exactly the weaknesses that you needed to dispose of your enemy. But why do you not have that focus in our regular combat? Are you getting distracted, perhaps?
I mean, if I'm frank, I haven't had the opportunities to close the gaps.
We
that
fought several dragons, Samuel.
Yeah.
Together. We have fought several archmages. This is not me holding it personal. I am not asking for you to give me an answer. I am asking you to look to yourself for the answer, not an excuse for the answer, and truly look. Do you not trust Rivari in combat, that she will not be able to protect herself? That is a mistake I have made before. Do you not trust yourself in combat, not to get too focused? I don't know, because I have not truly seen you fight, Sam. This is the closest thing I have seen to it, and I am grateful you showed me.
You don't need to worry, I won't be holding back at all tomorrow.
Good, but maybe there is a lot for you to think about. She kind of brushes herself off. She's like, that was good. Sorry, I did not mean to cause any conflict between both of you or any strain against. But myself. Truly, it is not personal. This is what I wanted you to do, but I was hoping to get to see what Rabari had to offer, as that was what I came here. Anyway, we should see how the others are doing, yes?
Probably a good idea.
I want a round 2. We want to see what we do as a group. We didn't do the most effective version of the group. Anya's not going to be 50 feet behind us in a straight line. Our enemies aren't going to be 50 feet behind us in a straight line. We want to know how we work in a group. We utilize the most likely outcome of what the actual group will be. That's what the others are doing outside. It's what we should do in here. You're both right. We have come across obstacles. We constantly come up against reasons as why we can't do our most effective work. We are all far more powerful than we think we are in the easiest situation. I think we need to make it harder.
I think you're right. I think I have an adjustment to that proposal.
Anya is just smiling fondly at Rabari. Like, she's not saying anything, she's just absorbing.
I think we need 3v4 or find some member of the Ganassi who can help out, and 4v4 if we feel we need to even the odds of the sides. Taven isn't going to be by himself. We're going to need to know how we can play out against multiple targets at once.
Well,
even
Anya does not look to Sam and just keeps sort of facing Rabari.
Ross considers for a moment, and she says, well, Bertie and Neumann went to all the effort of making all those little fake soldiers that are flying around out there. Move one of them in here. Act like foot soldiers. Taven's going to be alone, but Taven's not going to be alone, but he's also the only one as powerful as he is. You, me, Anya, and a bunch of little invisible boys who can hit us whenever they want. Foot soldiers. We need to prepare for if the party gets broken up. It's happened before and it's bitten us in the ass.
Sounds like a plan.
Good.
Now this is the teamwork I was talking about. Very good. No, this is perfect. Sorry, I did not want to input. I wanted to see both of your problem solving. This is good.
Does your fly have to be on yourself, Ross? When you cast it with your tambourine, does it have to be on you? Or is it limited? Is it specifically one person? Or is it specifically you? Because if it's anyone...
One person.
Unless Anya has some method of flying herself. I should ask, do you have a method of flying?
Samuel, I do not need it.
No, my thought is simply that Haven will probably be airborne.
I'm not here to be Taven specifically. I'm here to see how you fight.
I know that, but...
I can be a formidable enough opponent, if given the fair chance.
It's a good offer, Sam, but I will say, there's enough little ledges around here that'll be like she's flying anyway, if we give her a head start.
True. She is nimble. And he gives you a wry smile that you don't see, but you kind of hear in like the shift in his tone.
Yeah, she can tell by the tone of his voice that he's... Yeah. Ravari,
Hmm?
your boyfriend is flirting with me again. You want to sort that one out?
Do you want me to smite you
and
again,
then
Anya?
Anya's like, before you can even finish that sentence, Anya is breaking off in a sprint and is gonna bonus action hide. Are we doing this? I'm taking that as a mini surprise round. Are we doing this little second round of combat as if it's a fresh start because we are just in a fun training episode?
Well, we will leave that scene. We will leave that scene there for now.
Neumann, so what was the deal with this whole thing? Like, there's there's like the 3 rooms we gotta choose through, and it's like a race, right?
Yeah, so essentially there's 3 rooms to pick, and at the end there's obviously the finish. And like the only rules I had in mind were ones that we could put in place ourselves, such as people who could fly and might have an obvious advantage here. Did we maybe want to put a ban on flying?
Yeah, no, that sounds reasonable. Yeah, sure. No flying.
Or it's kind of like, dang.
Who can fly as the group? That is probably something useful to know.
I can fall very elegantly.
I can.
Nah, not me.
I can fly, but only myself. Or someone else.
Yeah, I'm just, for expediency's sake, I'm just looking through. So, yeah, it seems like it is only Ross, Bertie, and sometimes Neumann.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he prepares it.
It is prepared.
Other rules. Are we allowed to like
Just off what we last used it for.
influence the other players?
I mean,
Help them.
I mean the other team.
I mean, it's a team environment. I don't see why we wouldn't want to help the other team.
Because it's competition, Caius. That's why.
This is a competition? I thought we were working with each other.
you and me will be working together, Caius.
Just to get to the end of the gauntlet, you know, it's still just a fun little challenge. I'm sure it'll be a friendly little race.
Yeah, competing against each other does help us all in the end. I mean, it improves our skills.
Just, yeah, everything should be fine. Just don't fall down.
It's looking a lot less certain as this conversation is going along.
Caius has also gotten confused.
Can I suggest
Same face.
Can I suggest use of magic on the other team? Fine. Use of mind-altering magic, not so much.
Yeah. That would be given, surely.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
But like, yes, no suggestions, no psychic stoppage. But a physical stoppage, perfectly fine.
Think of it this way, Caius. This can be a sort of race against the clock, and being in teams and those teams working against each other could add more variables to that race. You have to adapt. You have to find strengths and weaknesses, and you have to work with your teammate and sort of overcome any obstacles. And I'll be honest, Rook especially, I haven't been too familiar with what you've been doing of late, so you might have some surprises that I don't know how to deal against, and vice versa. So I feel like this could really spice up the situation, kind of add an element of unknown, sort of like for certain fights we might be undertaking in the future. We don't really know what we're walking into, and this could add that little bit of uncertainty. And as you said earlier, the best way for you to improve and the best way for you to train is to be unprepared.
Yeah, that's good. A good saying. You're right. picked up a couple more spells, but I reckon you folks will seem quite different.
I mean, yeah, we've been through a fair bit, so I feel like we've gotten a little bit closer, gotten a little bit stronger. And yeah, this is just sort of a bit of an opportunity for fun. What do you reckon, Caius?
Okay. I say let's go for it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? Should be good fun.
We look forward to seeing you four on the other side.
You're awesome. Have fun getting your ass kicked, Sam. Bertie trots over, waves and then trots over too.
Don't assume
That's
you know
not
the
cool.
conclusion before it happens, Bertie.
Don't kill him too much, Anya.
Ross
I
is just
believe in you,
like,
Sam.
Because you know what a paladin can do.
Yes.
Bertie just like smart. Bertie just like looks back at Sam and then looks at the long pause Caius is made and then it's just like, good luck.
Alright. So
off
the two...
Ross, Sam, and Anya go.
Yeah. Alright. So, yeah. So the two pairs, Bertie and Rook versus Caius and Neumann. You enter the first room, and as a broad overview, Jake, what is it that Neumann has designed as this first room of the gauntlet?
Alright, so before it sort of arches into its different pathways, there is that first room. And inside of this first room, it's basically just a sphere with holes littered all through the walls. Some about like finger width, I'm thinking. And yeah, they're all sort of like centered towards or pointing towards the center of the room. There is a little bit of a drop, but there is again another pathway that just goes straight ahead over. Everything seems to be fairly normal.
Okay. So,
Bertie's just like, I can't remember what this actually does. I really wish I paid more attention to this.
you know what? I initially wasn't going to make this an initiative-based thing, but what I might do, because of the competition nature of it, I might get folks to roll initiative, and how we'll work it is whoever gets the best initiative of the pair, within a pair, is their pair's initiative.
Okay.
So you can actually work in tandem, so whoever gets the best between Neumann and Caius, whoever gets the best between Bertie and Rook, and we'll alternate between.
So Rook is
Based off history, I'm happy for Caius just to roll.
Rook has advantage on initiative. She rolled a 19 and a 20. So nat 20, 23.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Yeah, that's beat Bertie. So yeah.
Not a very useful roll, but there we go.
I mean,
She's ready.
first turn you get advantage on your first thing.
Oh, excellent, thanks. Gosh.
Caius?
I rolled a 17. 24.
Oh, just inched out. Alright, so Caius and Neumann, you two are going first.
Did not expect that.
Is this like a jumping to who's doing the first thing? Is that why we're doing like the initiative?
Yes. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
kind of a team initiative.
Right. Would it be possible to re-roll my initiative as a disadvantage because Caius is still not looking at this as a 2v2 challenge?
Sure, I'll allow it.
Oop, that went off the table.
And I'll be honest, like, It's kind of tricky how Neumann plays this because this is of his design. He knows what things are to an extent.
I don't want to have an unfair advantage, but also
So Newman's just kind of following Caius's lead as well.
19 total.
19 total. So so it's now Rook and Bertie first because of that voluntary disadvantage.
Okay. Could you describe the room again? It's there's a pit and handholds.
So imagine you're inside of a giant sphere. Think of it like, I don't know, the theme I'm thinking of here is like a sandstone, kind of like you're inside of like a kind of like a pyramid atmosphere, and it's all very well illuminated inside. And between all of these bricks and in the bricks themselves, it seems like there are these like almost like finger width holes, and all the holes are kind of directed towards the center of the room. There is a platform going from one side of the sphere to the other, which then travels over basically a bit of a pit.
Okay.
You're at the entrance on one side and there's an exit on the other.
I guess Rook will just go. Alright, Bertie, you got good balance, so let's get running.
Bertie was probably reaching out. It's like tap Kaiser's hand, like, "Hey, good luck." And then, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, let's go. Cool. All right.
You too.
And then as Rook
Hurries after Rook.
as Rook runs, she's gonna cast an Eldritch Blast, kind of on the like the path where they're walking along, kind of in front of the others.
Okay.
So I'll get advantage to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're trying to hit the others, or you're trying to hit the path?
The path. Either break the path or to startle them, essentially. Okay. So there's dark flames come out and they burst forward and hit. That's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that certainly hits. So, roll. You get roll damage, and then you'll have another 3 Eldritch Blasts.
Oh shit, that's right. I forgot. So that's max damage, 13 plus 7, 20 damage for that first one.
Nice.
And then I roll another nat 20.
Wow.
So that's a 29 to hit.
Save it for Taven tomorrow.
Yeah! This is not useful. Okay. Then I rolled 19 plus max damage. So 19 plus 13 damage for the second one.
Okay.
And
that's 42 damage thus far to this.
This is it.
This
to
pathway.
the ground. And then the third one is a 16 to hit.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. After the second one, there's a decent kind of area that's been crumpled away. To kind of obstruct Caius and Neumann's path. So you can do with these other Eldritch Blasts what you want. Whether that's not use them or hit Caius and Neumann.
Whoa.
I think the second one would just go by their feet, and then the last one will hit.
16 isn't enough to hit either of their ACs, so.
Oh no, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the other one just kind of
more.
goes like next to someone.
So just deliberately missing to kind of startle. Yeah.
And Brooke's just running, and she's also kind of like, that actually went a bit more. I didn't mean to do that much. But all right, let's go, Bertie. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Good luck. And then he hurries after Rook. And he will follow whichever courseway Rook chooses, I suppose.
So is Bertie taking any actions, or is he just dashing?
He's just dashing. If Rook is much further ahead than him, he will phase step to catch up with her.
Okay. I don't think Rook is that much faster than you. 40
What's the
feet
speed?
of
40.
Can't dash, so just 40 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
40
Bertie dashes, so he'll keep up with Rook then.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
You can dash, but not a bonus action like the rogues can.
Yeah. And Rook sort of is in action.
yeah.
Yeah. So Bertie
So
runs after Rook. He's
Yeah.
at pace with Rook.
Yeah. Almost at pace, but yeah, not too far behind.
And does Rook choose a particular pathway? So there's like a combat-based one, there's a trap-heavy one, and there's one that has golems that are just chilling there. Who knows what they're doing?
If Rook can talk again, she'll say, not too handy with traps. You good with combat, Bertie?
I'm
Or
better than I
try
have
together.
been. Yeah, we can do that. Let's go.
All right.
It can't be too bad. Neumann has made sure they're not going to explode this time, probably.
Good to know. Good to know.
And he draws his sword.
Let's go.
As they hurry
Okay.
along down the combat path.
Yeah. All right. So Neumann and Caius, what is your initial approach?
One thing that Neumann had intended for this room is that once someone did leave, something would trigger.
Mhm.
So through all of these holes, water would just start jetting out from all of these holes, basically soaking the path in the middle with water and anyone who would cross it. So those guys just absolutely obliterated through that and destroyed the path there. So now it's just a whole bunch of I'm imagining dust just settling down, and then a torrent of water just kind of making everything really muddy and sort of getting in the way of Neumann and Caius.
So now, so now you're going to have to leap onto the pathway at some point, and it's going to be slippery. So that's going to require an acrobatics check when you approach that.
Newman's going to turn to Caius and be like, so you see what I mean about the unexpected? I did not expect that. I did not expect that.
It was very interesting. Wow, they're really in a hurry, aren't they?
Yes, I believe they want to beat us.
Oh, well. I mean, they're not going to do much learning that way, I guess. But, each to their own, I guess. So...
They could learn not to underestimate us.
That's very true. That is very true. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I can get us across easy peasy.
Okay,
Do you have anything up your sleeve?
Well, I have a few things up my sleeve. I can, well, nothing really for that. I can sort of get me across, but not really you at the moment.
So Neumann will hold on to Caius' shoulder, and he will use his Cape of the Mountebank and cast Dimension Door, if possible. And basically just go to the exit with a puff of smoke.
So what are you using there? Is that Dimension Door?
It's Dimension Door, essentially, yeah. So
Okay.
they're just going to teleport past all the damage, all the water, all the slipperiness, and just make their way out of the room, chasing after Bertie and Rook. However, that's just Newman's. I'm not sure what Caius has in mind now that that's happened.
You can take someone with you with Dimension Door.
That's what I mean. He grabbed onto Caius' shoulder and took him with him.
Okay.
Now we're all at the exit, and I will count that as Newman's action. And now I believe if Caius wants to do anything, he absolutely can.
How quickly can you run?
Very quickly.
Do we want to just go very quickly then?
Why not?
Okay. Well, I mean, it worked very well for them. They sort of got through everything, and everything kind of went off later, so I assume it's fine.
do you have something that can help us move quickly?
I might be able to move quickly, I think. I don't really know how it works, but I've got a bit of an idea that something might happen.
And if you do happen to get ahead of me, don't worry. I'll catch up quick sticks.
Okay. There, Caius will sort of think about it, and then kind of like shut his eyes really tightly, kind of clench his fists and focus like a toddler trying to poop. And then he begins to sort of radiate slightly, and kind of glow, and sort of these almost incorporeal radiant shields begin to start to emanate from his body, and
Oh, you're using it.
he's using the Holy Protector ability.
Yes.
And then, does he have any movement?
Yeah, because you haven't moved yet this time.
I've not
have you?
moved
You've just activated Holy Protector, which,
Yep.
among
It's an
other
action.
things, doubles your speed.
Yes, I would like to take off 60 feet.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then,
Yeah.
I guess to keep up somewhat, Neumann will use feline agility to make up. Well, yeah, actually to just keep up with him,
Yeah.
because he can move 80 with feline agility.
Yeah.
So he'll just move the 60 along with Gaius.
Yes. All right. So Bertie and Rook. So what kind of thing would they see here in this combat room, Neumann?
So is this another room that they've entered now?
Yes.
They've gone into the combat hallway, like the combat path,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, cool. Let's just throw scorpions into the mix, I say. I want angry scorpions. So, can I make it so that it's just raining scorpions, Darby?
Yes. Raining
And-
giant scorpions.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. They seem to just fall down, disappear, and reappear back at the ceiling.
Yes.
And yeah, there's some on the walls, there's some on the ceiling, there's some on the ground. And the second that they enter that room, they all stop scurrying and stare at you with the angriest eyebrows you have ever seen.
Actually, not raining giant scorpions. There are 2 giant scorpions, and then regular sized scorpions are just raining down from the ceiling.
So very quick point of order, Bertie just screams like it just like does a big yell. He's like, "Oh, I didn't realize how creepy that'd be. I really don't like bugs. They're kind of bugs. Oh god."
Oh yeah, there's a lot more than I thought that there would be there. You got any ideas? I could just try to burn them all.
Yeah, I can try and cut through and we could try to burn them. Yeah, that could work. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get like pat through here, I guess. Yeah, burning should work. Yeah.
I can run and burn, and you can like back to back, like follow me. A clear path.
Okay, that works. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
All right. Let's do this. So Rook will kind of hold her hands forwards, like making a triangle, and use burning hands, which makes a fiery cone shape in 15 feet. And can I do that while running?
Yeah. I will get you just so like that's just gonna fry up any tiny scorpions that come in your path. I will get you to roll damage though for the giant scorpions.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, it's not super powerful.
Now this is a 3rd level spell for you because of it being because this is your.
It's a first level. It's just
this is your
because
racial
I'm a
ability,
fire
isn't it?
genasi. Yeah,
Yes.
so I rolled 15 damage.
15. Okay, so they're a little bit burnt, but they're still standing. And they're gonna get as you kind of run past and get out of there, like go past them, they are gonna get an attack of opportunity each on you, just quickly, and they're gonna just try to sting you. So one of those is only an 8, but the other is a nat 20.
Bertie will cast shield as a reaction on Rook. If I can
Nat
do that.
20 is still an automatic.
Nat 20. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He does that anyway. There we go.
Yeah.
A little
Thanks.
shield appears,
Yeah.
but the scorpion weaves around it.
How far
Yeah.
away is Rook from Caius?
Good point,
Within-
because he would see. No, yeah, but it's a nat. Can you cancel
Yep.
nat 20s?
Oh, I can't cancel nat 20s. I'm just wondering if
No.
we're within 10 feet of each other.
Yeah.
You would. You would have been briefly, but
Does
not
run a
this-
lot.
not at the time of the attack.
Ah, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, I can take the hit.
So you take. No, that's the wrong dice. 12. So you take 19 points of piercing damage. And.
Ancestors. Ow.
Sorry, Rook, I tried
Yeah.
to stop it. Man, they're nasty.
Yeah, it's a
It
clever
looks
little
so
thing.
gross.
Ugh. Sorry, we're almost out of here.
60.
You're right,
66
you're right.
points of poison damage. Oh, wait
Holy
a second. Make me a constitution saving throw for that one,
Yeah.
which
Oh,
you'll probably make.
18, I rolled bad.
18. That's still enough. So you take 33 points of poison damage.
Nice, nice.
My gosh. Oh my god.
Ow.
Yeah.
No, no matter.
The
No
nat
matter.
20. Yeah. And Bertie, I'm guessing you followed through with your teammate slashing away, or
Yeah, so Bertie, in fact, he kind of raised, after he tries to raise the shield, he then raises his left hand, and something shifts in Rook's periphery, and perhaps even what Neumann and Caius can see for a glint, and then Bertie just disappears, and then just reappears at different points as he activates Steel in Strike off his tattoo.
nice.
So, rolling to hit. So, how many creatures are there? He's jumping through, probably killing a couple
There
of
are a
random
lot.
baby scorpions.
There are
Yeah.
two significant creatures.
Yes. So I'll roll for those ones to hit.
Yeah.
So the first one is a 26.
26 definitely hits.
Yep. And the next one is higher than that. So
Yeah.
So I pre-rolled the damage. That's 60-10. So it's 37 points of damage on Steel Wind Strike to each of them.
Okay.
Plus
Okay, so-
everything else. So what happens is Steel Wind Strike, I think, targets 5 different enemies. Yeah, 5 creatures. So he just will pick in a split second, he'll just pick one scorpion to another and just be jumping through. But then he'll plan it in that very incredibly fast sense of time, so that he will end up still behind Rook as they're running. But yeah, so the very anime thing of I run past, the creature gets attacked after I've
Okay.
run past it. That
And yeah, because it's used its reaction on Rook, and I'm not giving the tiny ones reactions because
That's
they don't have any chance really of hitting any of you.
yeah.
And
They're
even if
just
they did,
Whole time.
even if they did, it'll be 1 point of damage each.
Yeah, that's fair.
They act as a
Excellent.
swarm. It's nothing. But
Go
on
on,
their
Bertie.
turn, on their turn,
For reference as well,
Yes.
the scorpion that attacked Rook takes 7 points of radiant damage as well.
okay.
One of the shields that is emanating around me just flings out and punches it in the face.
I think that is enough to just kind of just get it over the finish line, and just it kind of shrivels up and collapses in on itself before disappearing. Yeah. Next is the remaining scorpion and a couple of swarms. So The remaining scorpion is going to go for... I'm going to roll a D4 to work out who it's going to go for. It is going to go for Neumann. Alright, so...
Friend.
It does not hit anyway, because it's a 15. Then everyone in the room is...
Newman's too wily.
Actually, no, the way the swarms are going to work, I'm going to get everyone to roll me a dexterity saving throw that's still in the room. So
Do we
that's
get a
everyone.
plus for being near Bertie?
Yes, so people
Yes.
within a certain radius of Bertie get a +6 to that dexterity saving.
Now, what is your aura's distance?
I will double check. I think it's only 10 feet though, so it
10
depends on at one point in time.
So I
that
think
happens.
Rook is the only one close enough to benefit from it. However, Caius has an aura that reaches
Not one
much-
that is working for that particular thing at the moment.
Yeah, 10 feet unfortunately for me. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Why would it not be working? It's
I
a
don't think I've got
baseline
anything
one.
I don't think that I've got anything that.
The baseline, the standard paladin aura protection. That's charisma to saving throws.
Sorry, I'm very new to this.
So I think
Control F aura.
Yeah.
because you and
I have to do that. It disappears all the time on me.
Because I believe you and Neumann will effectively get aura protection. Starting at 6th level, whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw, the creature gains bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier. You must be conscious to grant this bonus.
Okay.
At 18th level, the range of this aura increases to 30 feet.
Well, there you go.
So Bertie got a 14. I
14.
don't know if that makes it.
Rook got a
He
total of
hates
20,
bugs.
28 with
Okay.
+6. I rolled
So
a
that's
19.
success.
So Caius is giving a +5 bonus as well.
Excellent.
Those don't stack because they're from the same effect, just
Okay.
from different people. So Caius and Neumann get the +5, Bertie and Rook get the +6. But
Neumann got a
in Caius and
37.
Bertie's. Okay, so that's a success. And what was Caius's? So
21.
21.
+7.
Okay, so Bertie will be the only one taking the poison damage. So Bertie, you take 4 points of piercing damage. Everyone else takes 2.
Oh, I hate these.
And then Bertie, on top of that, you take 3 points of poison damage.
Oh, yeah, because he's the baby boys. Or
Is that reduced by half?
It would be because that's your aura, isn't it? It's your one of your other auras.
Oh, yes. Yeah, because we would be
41.
within 60 feet. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So that was
A little morning after boost. Yes.
so 2 reduced to 1 and 3. I'm
Yes.
assuming reduced to 2.
Yes.
Something or other. Okay.
Oh.
1. So
It
that's
probably has the very
so
funny
that's
effect.
3 total.
Every
So
time
you-
Rook and Bertie burst forward, Bertie's like, oh, I feel a little bit more bummed out. And
So
then
you-
this guy and you've been catch up, he's like, oh, I feel great again.
So you take then Caius an additional 2 from that.
Yes, I do.
All right. So, new abilities. That's good thing we're working them out in this scenario and not in the middle of
Yes.
big boss fight.
Who is next?
Yes. Next, it would be back to Caius and Neumann, who are still in the midst of the scorpion room.
Cool. Are there any giant scorpions in front of us, or are they
There is
beside
one.
us?
There
There
is
is
one.
one.
It's right in your face.
Right in his face. And how far away are Bertie and Rook ahead of us?
They're probably about 30-ish feet ahead of you.
And I take it they're just like running straight ahead. Is that what they're doing? They're not looking back?
Unless they want to say otherwise, I assume so.
Bertie's probably shaking some baby scorpions off him like, ah!
Yeah.
Where's this hurt?
scratching
He's
them
much
off
like
and running.
Let me just double check. It is concentration. Damn. Okay, Caius. If you want, I would recommend just charging ahead and closing your eyes. Make sure you have your shield out in front of you as well. Most importantly, close your eyes.
Okay. And Caius
Neumann-
will close his eyes and run forward.
Neumann will cast. Where did it go? Hypnotic pattern. And he'll do that just behind him. So I'm guessing the scorpion or any scorpions would be looking towards us, getting ready to strike, and we're about to just bombard past them. Wisdom 21 saving throw.
Yeah,
please,
that is
Darby.
a fail. I rolled a 6 on the dice. They're low-level threats.
They are now incapacitated, charmed, and have a speed of 0.
Okay. So that only really affects the giant one because the small ones are more of a environment effect than they are creatures, really. Like, at least that's the way I'm treating them for
It's an
simplicity's sake.
uncomfortable thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Neumann will just keep up with Caius, kind of like getting behind the bulldozer, essentially,
All right.
as we just sort of pierce through a rain of scorpions.
Yeah. And I think because of your speeds, you'll be able to overtake going into the final room. So what is this final room, Jake?
So this final room has a lot of things. So just to incorporate the stuff from the other paths, this path in the middle is ice, and it's not a straight line. This path actually stops and turns right, turns left, kind of lots of different directions that the path goes. The whole thing is ice. There are obstacles like swinging axes, swinging blades, chainsaws, that kind of stuff, and the golems on the walls as well. We'll make this the final room.
Yeah.
The golems are simply, essentially the entire, covering the entire wall, just looking down on the path.
Damn. Does Caius still have an action?
What have you done?
I've just run forward.
Just
Yeah,
run
then you
forward.
would,
with your
yeah.
I
shield.
closed my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm happy to take that as my bonus action.
Action to open them again.
That's a free action.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Question, Caius. Neumann told you to close your eyes and run forwards. We have now gotten up to Bertie and Rook, and we have since gotten past Bertie and Rook. Would Caius have opened his eyes without prompting, or?
Ooh, that's a valid point. Nope. He would not have. He would just be waiting for instructions. And if instructions have not come, he would continue to run in a straight line with his shield out and eyes closed.
In that case, Caius, roll me an athletics check.
Yeah, that's
And Bertie and
valid
Rook,
point.
I will get you to each roll me a dexterity saving throw as Caius comes barreling through shield first. The DC will be whatever his athletics check is
Plus
here.
6 to yours.
I'm so sorry
nice.
in advance. 27.
27.
Rook got a 24.
Bertie got
Bertie?
an 18.
Okay, so you're both not prone as Caius comes barreling through shield first.
On collision, he would probably open up his eyes. He'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Sorry, my bad. I'm sorry." And then he has a quick look around. Have we gone through like a doorway into the next room, or are we not quite
Yeah.
there? Okay.
I think at that point, yes.
Okay. In that case, he'll just quickly turn around and look at Rook, who he remembered really just ruined the first room. Like, also, I'm so sorry, and reaches into his pocket. You dropped this, and throws a little bit of powder on the ground in front of the doorway.
What's this?
And in front of the doorway, he creates a wall of force, which is an impenetrable, invisible wall of force.
Okay, so you've also trapped Neumann in the scorpion room as well.
Oh, are we not both
I
three?
believe.
I was behind him, behind the bull.
Yeah. I mean,
bulldozer, essentially, is what I was doing.
yeah.
He'd probably be in the
You're
new
not.
room
You're
too,
not.
then.
Yeah. You're not. Yeah. You're not. I might go Neumann. Roll me an acrobatics check to also kind of maneuver past Caius as he's doing his barreling motion to see which side of the wall of force that you're making it through.
If Newman's looking like he's not going to be behind the wall.
No, I'll attempt it.
You're asking Neumann to do an acrobatics check?
Yeah.
What is the point?
Just to be safe, I'll do Flash of Genius as well. So that is a 42.
42! Yeah, that does it. So, yeah, the two of you are, yeah. Yep, so you kind of trapped Bertie and Rook essentially within the threshold of, like, just within the room, but unable to advance further into it.
It's 10 foot by 10, like 10 foot by 10 foot panels. So I've essentially, like, trapped them in their own little bubble.
Yeah.
Not with a bunch of scorpions, but, you know,
Yep.
just out of the way.
Okay.
Caius, that was well done.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't know if that would work.
It worked.
But yeah, I think it did all right, and he sort of leans on the wall.
Okay. All right.
Right, now what?
Yeah. So, next initiative. So Bertie and Rook again. Is there anything that you would like to try to get out of this collection of force walls?
All right, nice one, Caius. That was good. Okay, Bertie, I can get through this, but I can't take anyone with me. Do you have any way of getting through?
I can probably sort something out. I'll just let me catch my breath. You can go on ahead. I'll catch up with you in a moment.
All right.
He tries like slowly gets off. He's been wounded.
I might get
Shakes his arm
my
out.
spirits to give you a bit of a hand if you need it. All right.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be there in a moment.
Okay.
He kind of sits back, getting his sword back and crap like that.
Rook just runs straight for the wall before just completely disappearing. She disappears in kind of like a puff of grey as she casts Ethereal Jaunt.
Ah, yes.
Oh, that's a bonus action. I can't read as well. Okay. So basically she's going to run the full 40 feet in the ethereal plane, so she can just run straight through any objects in her path.
Yeah.
And is just going to go in a straight line.
Yeah.
40 feet. Keep sprinting until she pops into appearance again.
Yeah.
That was my bonus action. Can I do anything as an action?
I will just quickly state for the record.
Does
you
that
get
all?
maybe 10 feet before you hit the wall, which also extends into the ethereal plane.
Oh
Curses! There we go. Rook does this. She's like, all right, I'm so confident.
But the thing is, because you're in the ethereal plane, no one saw it, so you're saved the embarrassment.
It's like, well, good luck, Rook.
Okay, what's Bertie doing?
Okay.
He probably he got not prone. He would have probably let go of his sword, so he's taking his action to get his stuff together, do that, and then just kind of he just stands there with one sword down there, his other hand on his hip, and
Okay. Caius and Neumann.
I should have kept the dimension door for this room, I think. Whoops. Looks like we'll actually have to do this one, guys.
Okay. Well, I mean, we've got a bit of time. So what are we sort of looking at here? And Caius is kind of like just strolling around, looking at what's around.
Well, it looks like the only way across is across this path, which is covered in ice, overlooked by some giant stone golems that don't appear to be doing anything currently. However, there is also the hanging, swinging traps everywhere on top of the path that we may need to dexterously navigate without slipping.
Okay, well, would you like to go first, or would you like me to?
I mean, I reckon I could give it a pretty good shot. And yeah, Neumann will, if he can, carefully move across this terrain as far as he can.
It's difficult terrain, but do you have the
I do.
so you can move through difficult terrain as if it's regular terrain.
Yep.
Can't you?
Yep.
Which I don't think anyone else has that ability, so you're at a disadvantage in this room. Alright.
Cool. Yeah, Neumann will just make it as far as he can. He currently only has 40 feet still, so yeah, how far does Neumann get with 40 feet?
So describe for me what the end goal with this room is. Just so
the
I've
end
got
goal
it
is just
straight.
another exit, but essentially the path sort of goes off into it'll turn right at one point, it'll turn left, so it's not just a straight line like the other paths have been so far. So this one actually does require you to sort of turn.
So because you aren't slowed by difficult terrain, that means that you can move 120 feet in a round.
He hasn't stopped to refresh his feline agility.
No, but as a rogue, you get your bonus action dash.
If possible, Neumann would also like to use an action to cast. Sure. Neumann will use an action to cast a spell.
Okay, what spell?
He's going to cast Enhance Ability.
Okay.
He's going to cast Cat's Grace on Caius.
Alright. So that cuts down your movement to 80 feet this round, but that's still a decent way out towards getting out of the room. What is Cat's Grace?
So, hang on, this might not be beneficial at the moment. It says the target has advantage on dexterity checks. Does that include saves?
No, it does not.
I guess. And then, yeah, it also doesn't take damage from falling 20 feet or less if it isn't incapacitated. That doesn't really do what I wanted it to, unfortunately. So, alright, Neumann is going to cast instead, if he can, haste onto Caius.
Haste on Caius. Okay. Alright. So Caius, your speed is now 120 feet. You haven't done anything this round. Can you dash on your action, like your hasted action? Because I know there's specific things you can do with your hasted action. Like it's not just any action you can take. But I think if you, so you are at half speed unless you've got something to Have you got anything that cancels out difficult terrain for you?
No.
No.
Caius is also not moving very quickly at the moment.
Yeah. So you're Yeah, so you can use the dash action. So moving at 60 feet. But if you were to use your full speed, that would be 60 feet dash action, 60 feet hasted action, 60 feet movement. That would be 180 feet. If you were to use all three sets of movement, and you would that would allow you to get out and win.
I am just going to stop as well there, Darby. Friendly reminder about the golems.
Yes.
Because Neumann did something.
Yes. Caius's goal is to get up to the golems.
Up to the golems. Okay. Yeah,
Possible.
so what I'll say is when you cast that spell, Neumann, one of the golems is going to... It appears in front of you. Just transposes itself in space in front of you. Slams at you. That's a 28 to hit.
Who's he hitting?
Neumann.
Me.
Oh.
Because
Does
Neumann
it
thought he
cast
could
a
take
spell?
this. Neumann thought he could take this.
17. So you take 23 points of bludgeoning damage. You need to roll me a concentration check.
Alright.
Or concentration saving throw. So, which is a constitution save.
Which is 9.
9 total.
9 total.
So Caius, you feel your muscles seize up completely as the haste spell immediately stops. Actually, what is it that the haste spell does when it wraps up, Neumann? So I know.
Does that affect any concentration?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. Wait. No, it's simply you can't move or take actions until after your next turn, as a wave of lethargy sweeps over you. Alright. So that's that round. Bertie and Rook.
Sorry.
How's Rook going?
Oh, damn it! I knew. No, I take that back. I cannot get out of here. Maybe I could try to go. Bertie, do you have any ideas?
Or does Rook just reappear out of the
Oh
air?
yeah, she reappears inside.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
can't get through it for some reason.
Well, this is gonna be a spell, and Caius has done it. I don't know anything about it. Okay, just a moment. When he kind of, with his left hand, he sort of does a little gesture towards like his inner palm, and then makes a series of movements, and then just like balls his fist up, and then just puts his palm against the little barrier, I guess, and tries to cast a spell magic at a 5th level.
5th level, I believe, is higher. Well, yeah, no, you don't have any spell slots higher than a 5th. So, yeah, wall goes away.
Cool, there we go. Easy peasy.
Nice one.
Uh-oh.
Mitch here to ruin our day.
No.
The wall is immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by dispelled magic.
What?
Oh
No. So
What
that
is
doesn't
this
happen
item?
then.
Okay.
God. And
It's
when
like-
did Rook drop it?
Damn, okay. I should have used something else. Okay.
Ooh.
No problem. One moment. And then
Yeah.
it's the second spell though. Yeah,
That-
okay.
That is,
no, I
that
can't
is
do
your
that.
action.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
I was gonna bonus action, but I can't do 2
And
spells.
Rook, yeah,
Yep.
Rook, is there anything you can do?
When I was in the ethereal plane, could I see how big this thing is?
It's not very big. Most of the distance is in the fact that the it's a kind of winding path to get out. With certain maze-like turn-offs.
Okay. So would I be able to like go around it or under or over it in the ethereal plane? Go through some walls?
I mean, it's not flying.
Yeah, if you could find a way to go under or over the wall of force while in the ethereal plane, then yeah. Which could include climbing.
Yeah.
You could,
hell,
you
you
could
think
climb.
to do this? Yeah, I
you
guess
could climb even in the material plane.
Mm.
It might be hard, but that's what athletics checks are for.
Oh, does it not reach the ceiling?
No, 10 foot high.
Oh, okay.
Yep. There's 10 10-foot by 10-foot panels. They can be formed into like a dome or a sphere, but he's just done it as straight panels because he's not done this before.
Okay, yeah.
So probably as like a hemisphere kind of around you guys. And I don't know how many panels that is. It might have doubled in height, but it wouldn't reach the roof, no.
Okay, in that case, Rook is gonna like grab out a rope from her pack and say,
Yeah.
"All right, I'll give the climbing it a try. I'll throw this back down if I make it."
Okay, good luck. Sorry about that. He's done a pretty good job.
He really has.
All right.
Bertie looks very pleased.
So, roll me an athletics check to try to climb over this wall.
31.
31. So yeah, you, with your muscular frame, you easily scale this wall with the aid of
using
this
a bit
rope.
of like the brick wall next to it has more of a grip to it and kind of like scaling up.
And are able to jump up and over the wall.
And I'll drop the rope down over it.
And so Bertie, do you try to climb up? Because technically it's movement.
I mean, you can try.
Technically it's movement. You can try the athletics check, please.
Oh boy. Okay. Oh, cool. That's not bad for Bertie. It's a 17, so that's a 16.
17.
16.
16. But 16 to climb a rope, not that difficult. Like, there's a certain level of difficulty, but 16 is enough to climb a rope.
So digs his heels into the the scrabbles along this like invisible wall, and then just like with a lot more strength than what Rook would be expected from, but he does manage to pull himself up as much as he can. He looks like he's exerting a lot of effort, but he's doing it.
All right. So that's your turns. Back to Neumann and Caius again. Neumann, you are not too far from the exit now.
Yeah, but where's Caius?
Caius
What's his situation?
hasn't even entered the pathways. But you no longer are lethargic because you didn't get your turn last round.
Okay, so Neumann would like to use a bonus action, please.
Yeah.
He would like to use Tactical Martial, and he would like to choose Caius to move within, to immediately move up to half his speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Okay. Yeah. Which technically is only 15 feet because of the difficult terrain, but it's still something.
And let's have a look here. Does he dare risk another haste? No, he won't.
Just as a note, no one has seen that the golem shows up in front of you when you cast a spell, because Neumann was well and truly in like the maze-like tunnel system.
Yep. Caius is having a real debate in his head. Like, did Neumann just try and sabotage me?
No, he was trying to help. I thought he could take it, but nope.
Right. While Neumann's looking over...
And...
yeah?
Yeah, I'm just going through his items now, just seeing if there's anything he can kind of use, because now he knows that he can't take that hit again. Because it probably wouldn't. Be
While
very
he's checking
smart
that,
of him.
Caius,
So yeah,
or
I guess.
Inigo? Oh,
You go. Yep. So Caius is sort of stops for a minute, and kind of, and then looks back at the wall and can see Rook vaulting over it. I'm assuming eyes just filled with anger, and raises up a hand to dispel the wall before he sees Bertie actually trying to climb over it. So he'll kind of not dispel it yet. And then once Bertie does vault over, he's going to get rid of the wall. Yeah, and then I think he just sort of looks back and goes, sorry, we needed earlier, and we'll just take off.
okay. Dashing?
No. Because this is still difficult terrain, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you can still...
dashing would be a bad idea.
No, there's no... I don't believe there's penalties for dashing
It's
in
an
difficult
ice
terrain.
floor,
You just have half speed.
but slippery.
The ice doesn't affect anything?
I don't think so.
It happens in
Yeah.
a game where you collect colourful monsters. So, you know, I'm sure it would happen in D&D.
Ones
if
that go
you-
in your pockets, mayhaps?
Yeah.
So, you could try to move at your full speed without dashing. That would require a check to not slip. But you can dash at half speed and not incur a penalty.
And you might
It's
hear
weird,
Newman yell out
but it's-
saying, "Just go for it!"
Oh, please dash at full speed and make
mean-
the checks.
He was going to take it really slow, but on hearing the motivational words from his teammate, he is going to book it.
Okay. Roll me. It would. I think it would technically be 2. 1 for your movement, 1 for your dash. Dexterity saving throws.
All right.
And add 7 to your worst one.
Oh dear. So the first one was a 24. The second
Okay.
one, I rolled a 5.
Slippery boy.
So plus 7 plus 19.
19. So, I think
Do I have anything?
how I'm gonna rule that, I think, is that like you slip, but you have enough momentum that you basically slide out the door
Amazing.
and win for your team. And
Huzzah!
Amazing.
that is where we're gonna end for this episode.
That was so much fun.
All right.
Cool. See you next week, everyone.
Thank you for
See
listening.
you next time.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Do we need to fight Taven? Can we just keep doing these?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun. I like that.
All right.
We'll just do that.
Wall. Oh my god. That bought us like 2 turns.
That was
Yeah,
so
geez.
good.
Oh my
man.
god.
So,
Yeah.
I
You just
cast it and I
mentioned
didn't
Lord.
realize how powerful it was. And like that last little paragraph is like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. It's just
Yeah,
impenetrable.
jeez.
I mean,